Quadratic expressions part 4.
Hi, hello everyone. Today we will discuss few theorems. Most of the students are confused about these two theorems. So see this theorem. Here let a comma b comma c belongs to R and a is not equals to 0. And the roots of quadratic equation are non-real complex numbers. If and only if ax square plus bx plus c and a have the same sign. Here if and only if means if the roots of quadratic equation are complex numbers, then quadratic expression and a have the same sign. And one more case, that is converse, if expression and a have same sign, then roots of quadratic equation are complex. So first let the roots of ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0 are complex numbers. So means delta is less than 0. So here delta is what? B square minus 4ac. So b square minus 4ac is less than 0. So from this you can write 4ac minus b square is greater than 0. So this is the given thing. And here you have to prove this expression and a have the same sign. So consider ax square plus bx plus c. So in that take a is common. What you get? X square plus b by ax plus c by a. Now send this a to left, then it becomes ax square plus bx plus c by a is equals to, so this can be written as x plus half value of b by a, that is b by 2a whole square minus, we have to write the square of this, that is b square by 4a square, and the remaining term is c by a. Now this implies x plus b by 2a whole square. So simplify this, you get 4ac minus b square by 4a square, that can be written as 2a whole square. See here ax square plus bx plus c by a value is x plus b by 2a whole square plus 4ac minus b square by 2a whole square. See here, for every x belongs to R, means if you put any x value in this, then clearly outcome is positive only. So that is greater than 0. And one more case, if x is equal to minus b by 2a, in that case this value should be 0. So that's why I write equals to 0. Now 4ac minus b square value, from equation 1 it is greater than 0, and 2a whole square, which is always positive, so plus greater than 0. So from this you can write ax square plus bx plus c by a value is greater than 0. Okay, both quadratic equation and a have greater than 0. See here two possibilities. So first I am writing numerator by denominator. Numerator is ax square plus bx plus c and denominator is b. Now first case is if numerator positive and denominator also positive, in that case outcome is what? Positive. Second case, if numerator is negative and denominator is negative, so in that case also you get positive sign. So whenever it is positive, here both numerator and denominator are positive, or both numerator and denominator are negative. In this two situation, this expression by quotient of x square is positive. So means from this you can say that both quadratic expression and a have either positive or negative, means same signs. So here that is therefore ax square plus bx plus c and a have same sign. So for every x belongs to R. Here also for every x belongs to R. Explain this graphically. So once you see this expression positive, a is positive, that is quotient of x square is positive. See here a is positive and f of x. What is f of x? Ax square plus bx plus c is what? Positive. So draw the graph of this. Here see here roots are complex, means delta is what? Less than 0. Here a is greater than 0 and this is the quadratic expression. So clearly this graph represents upwards parabola and does not touches the x-axis. A is greater than 0. Then the graph represents upward parabola and expression is positive. See here clearly graph means f of x is positive. Whenever it is positive, for every x belongs to R. If delta less than 0 and a greater than 0, expression is greater than 0. That means f of x is greater than 0 for every x belongs to R. And second case is what? A is negative and expression is negative. See here in that case graph represents, in that case this graph represents downward parabola. So like this. So clearly f of x is less than 0 for every x belongs to R. So these are the two possibilities. Next, conversely suppose that expression and a have same sign. Conversely suppose that ax square plus bx plus c and a have same sign. Whenever these two are same sign, expression by quotient of x square is positive. In that situation only both are positive. So that is ax square plus bx plus c by a is what? Positive. So means see here this value is positive, then clearly RHS also positive. So that is x plus b by 2a whole square plus 4ac minus b square by 4a square is what? Positive. So you are taking at x is equal to minus b by a. If you substitute x is equal to minus b by a to a. So because of here for every x belongs to real number. So for that, taking x is equal to minus b by 2a here, you get this is 0. Now this is what? 4ac minus b square by 4a square is greater than 0. From this, 4ac minus b square is greater than 0. Again, this can be written as b square minus 4ac is less than 0. So this is what? Delta less than 0. If delta is less than 0, then the roots are what? Complex. Therefore, the roots are complex. This is the first theorem. Now we will go to second theorem. So see the next theorem. Here a comma b comma c are real numbers and a is not equals to 0, and the equation has real roots that are alpha and beta, and the condition is alpha is less than beta. Then if x lies between alpha and beta, expression and a have opposite signs. And the second one, if x less than alpha or x greater than beta. So in that case, expression and a have same signs. So from the graph, you can say simply, see here. So in that first case, a is greater than 0, and second case, a is less than 0. And the equation has two real roots. So f of x has two real roots, alpha and beta. Your condition is alpha is less than beta. Now draw the graph of a quadratic expression. See here, in first case a is positive, then clearly the graph represents upward parabola. See here, first case a is greater than 0 and the roots are real and distinct, that are alpha and beta. So in that case the graph represents upward parabola, and that graph touches the x-axis at two distinct points. So see here, the given graph is like this. This graph touches the x-axis, so that are the roots of given expression, and a is greater than 0. So see here, if x less than alpha or x greater than beta. See here, if x less than alpha or x greater than beta, in that case f of x is what? Positive. If x less than alpha or x greater than beta, in that case f of x is positive. And second situation is a is less than 0. So in that case the graph represents downward parabola, and that parabola touches the x-axis at two distinct points, say alpha and beta. See here, if x less than alpha or x greater than beta, then clearly graph lies below the x-axis. That means f of x is negative. See here, a is positive, f of x is positive. If both are positive, means both have the same signs. When if this equation has the real roots alpha and beta with alpha less than beta, in that case both a and expression have the same signs. And another condition, if x lies in the interval alpha and beta, if x belongs to alpha and beta, so in that case the graph lies below the x-axis, that is f of x is what? Negative. And see here, if x belongs to open interval alpha comma beta, in that case the graph lies above the x-axis, means f of x is what? Positive. See here, if x lies in the interval, expression that is f of x and a both are opposite signs. So here also, if x lies in the interval alpha and beta, a and expression is, this is negative, this is positive, means both are opposite signs. Prove this theorem theoretically. See here, given ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0 has real roots alpha and beta. Okay, then ax square plus bx plus c right has a into x minus alpha into x minus b. Again, this can be written as ax square plus bx plus c by a is x minus alpha into x minus beta. This is equation 1. Now see the first case. For alpha less than x less than beta, if alpha less than x less than beta, means alpha minus x is what? Less than 0, and x minus beta is what? Less than 0. So from this, x minus alpha value is positive and x minus beta value is negative. So from equation 1, how to write? Ax square plus bx plus c by a is equals to x minus alpha value positive and x minus beta value negative. So clearly positive into negative is negative, that is less than 0. Whenever these two are less than 0, means here two conditions, numerator is positive, denominator is negative. So positive by negative, negative. Or numerator is negative, denominator is positive. In that case also negative. So means if this is positive, this is negative. Or this is negative, this is positive. So clearly from this we can say that expression and a have opposite signs. Then only this is less than 0. So right here. So therefore ax square plus bx plus c and a have opposite signs. So this is the first case. And second case is if x less than alpha or x greater than beta. See here, x less than alpha and x greater than beta. X less than alpha means x minus alpha is less than 0, and one more condition, alpha is less than beta. So from this you can write x minus beta also less than 0. And second case, x greater than beta. From this you can write beta is greater than alpha. So clearly x minus alpha is positive, x minus beta also positive. So from equation 1, ax square plus bx plus c by a is x minus alpha into x minus beta, that is negative into negative. So that is the first case. And second one, positive into positive, x minus alpha positive, x minus beta positive. So clearly in these two cases, expression by quotient of x square is greater than 0. Whenever it is greater than 0, if expression positive, a is positive, then outcome positive. Or expression negative, a is negative, outcome is positive. So in this situation, we can say that both expression and a have same signs. So therefore ax square plus bx plus c and a have same signs. So this is the second theorem. So now we will discuss the problems on theorems. So see the problems. So first one, state the sign of the expression x square minus 5x plus 6. So given expression f of x is equal to x square minus 5x plus 6. Here quotient of x square is 1. So a is equals to 1, that is greater than g. Now x square minus 5x plus 6 can be written as x minus 2 into x minus 3. So here two roots, one is 2 and another one is 3. So draw the graph of given expression. See here, this expression has the two roots 2 and 3. Then clearly graph touches the at two distinct points and a is greater than 0. So in that case the graph represents upward parabola. See here, this is the our graph and intersection of x axis and graph is alpha, that is 2 and this is 3. So clearly from this graph, if x less than 2 or x greater than 3, see here, if x less than 2 or x greater than 3, this is f of x. So in this situation, the graph above the x axis, then clearly f of x is positive. Then f of x is what? Positive. So what is f of x here? X square minus 5x plus 6. X square minus 5x plus 6 is positive when x less than 2 or x greater than 3. And second case, if x lies in the interval 2 to 3, if x belongs to 2 comma 3, so in that situation the graph below the x axis means f of x is negative. Then f of x is negative. F of x is what? X square minus 5x plus 6 is negative. So this is the first problem. So now see the second problem. For what values of x the expression is negative? See here solution. So let f of x is equal to what? 15 plus 4x minus 3x square. So clear, this can be written as minus 3x square plus 4x plus 50. Now we want to find the roots of this equation. So that is x is equal to minus b. Minus 4 plus or minus b square is 16 minus 4ac. That is 4 into minus 3 into 15. So divide by 2a, that is minus 6. Now x is equal to minus 4 plus or minus 60 into 3, 180 plus 16, 196, that is 14. So divide by minus 6. So therefore x values are minus 4 plus 14 by minus 6, comma minus 4 minus 14 by minus 6. So 14 minus 4 by 6, that is minus 10 by 6. And this is 18 by 6. So what are the x values? Minus 5 by 3 comma 3. So therefore f of x write as, how to write? X minus of minus 5 by 3. that is x minus of minus 5 by 3 into x minus 3. Okay. Now clear it in the form of x minus alpha into x minus b. Now draw the graph of given expression. See here, what is a value? A is equal to minus 3, that is less than 0. And this equation has two roots, minus 5 by 3 and 3. So clearly, in that case, the graph touches the x-axis at two distinct points. And A is what? Less than 0. So clearly, the graph represents downward parabola. So like this. So this is what? Alpha, and this is beta. So here alpha is minus 5 by 3 and here 3. See here, if x less than alpha or x greater than beta. If x less than minus 5 by 3 or x greater than 3, then the graph lies below the x-axis. Means f of x is what? Negative. If x lies in the interval alpha and beta, the graph lies above the x-axis. Then in that case f of x is positive. But here you want to find expression is negative. Where it is negative? If x less than minus 5 by 3 or x greater than 3, then given expression, that is 15 plus 4x minus 3x square, is negative. So next we will discuss the range problems. So before that, so what is the range? So here range. So range means set of all images. So for example, let f of x be any function and x is called domain. So x is domain. So these are input values. Input values are always domain. If you put any value of x, then you get f of x values. So that are outcome values. So that is what range. So range is set of all outcome values, or simply the set of all images are called the range. Now you will discuss this problem. So first, this expression x minus p by x square minus 3x plus 2 takes all real values for x belongs to R. Then find limits for phi. So limits means bounds, left limit and right limit. You want to find left limit and right limit. That means range of p. So for finding the range, let the given function is equals to y. So here let y is equal to given function, that is x minus p by x square minus 3x plus 2. Now cross multiplication, you get x square y minus 3xy plus 2y is equal to x minus p. So again this can be written as y x square. So here minus 3xy minus x. So in that minus x is common, you get 3y plus 1 of x. You get 3y plus 1 of x. So next one, plus 2y plus p is equals to g. So given here x belongs to R, means x values are real. So right here, for every x belongs to R. Here what are the x values? Domain values or roots. Roots are what? Real. Whenever the roots are real, if delta greater than 0, In that case, roots are real and distinct. And if delta equal to 0, in that case, roots are real and equal. So clearly, if roots are real, delta is what? Greater than or equals to 0. So that is b square minus 4ac is greater than or equals to 0. So what is b value here? Minus 3y plus 1 whole square. So that is 3y plus 1 whole square minus 4 into a into 6. So that is y into b. So y into 2y plus p. That is what? Greater than or equals to 0. So this is 9y square. So plus 1 plus 6y minus 8y square minus 4py. It is greater than or equals to 0. So here 9y square minus 8y square. Y square. And here 6y minus 4y. So in this y is common. We get 6 minus 4p of y. And remaining term is 1. Plus 1. It is what? Greater than or equals to 0. See here, expression. This is the quadratic expression. Expression is positive. See here, expression. F of x is positive and coefficient of x square. But here y square. A also positive. So clearly both have same signs. F of x and a have same signs. Then roots are what? Complex, that is less than 0. So from the theorem, if quadratic expression and a are same signs, then the roots are complex, that is less than 0. See here, coefficient of y square is greater than 0. So then delta is less than 0. So what is delta? B square minus 4ac is less than 0. Now substitute here. 6 minus 4p whole square minus 4ac 4 only. That is less than 0. So this is 36 plus 16p square minus 48p minus 4 is less than 0. Again this is 16p square minus 48p plus 32 is less than 0. So this is p square minus 3p plus 2 is less than 0. Again this is p minus 1 into p minus 2 is what? Less than 0. Now find the p values using this inequation. See here. So for this you have to draw the real line and locate the points 1 and 2. So this is 1 and this is 2. And substitute the values below 1. If p is less than 1, means for example p is equals to 0, 0 minus 1 negative, 0 minus 2 negative. So clearly product of negative, you get here positive sign. If you substitute p values in this interval 1 and 2, for example 1.5, 1.5 minus 1 positive, 1.5 minus 2 negative, positive into negative, negative sign. If p value is greater than 2, for example 3, 3 minus 1 positive, 3 minus 2 positive, positive into positive, you get positive. But here you want negative sign. Where it is negative, if p lies in this interval, then only this expression is negative. So therefore p belongs to 1 comma 2, that is 1 less than p less than 2. So these are the limits of p. So next problem, if x is real number then prove that x by x square minus 5x plus 9 lies between minus 1 by 11 and 1. So means these values are lies between minus 1 by and 11, then that is the range of this value. So for finding the range, let given function equals to y. Let y is equal to x by x square minus 5x plus 9. Now cross multiplication, you get yx square minus 5xy plus 9y is equal to what? X. Again this is yx square minus of 5y plus 1 of x plus 9y is equal to what? 0. Here x is what? Real. So for every x belongs to R. So what are the x values? Domain values or root. If roots are real, then delta is greater than or equals to 0. That is b square minus 4ac is greater than or equals to 0. So what is b value? Minus of 5y plus 1. That is 5y plus 1 whole square minus 4y into 9y. It is greater than or equals to 0. Again this is 25y square plus 1 plus 10y minus 36y square is greater than or equals to 0. So 25 minus 36. So that is minus 11y square plus 10y plus 1 is greater than or equals to 0. If you multiply with minus, then symbol also changes. So that is 11y square minus 10y minus 1 is less than or equals to 0. So clearly this can be written as 11y plus 1 into y minus 1 is less than or equals to 0. Again this can be written as y minus of minus 1 by 11 and y minus 1 is less than or equals to 0. Now here you want to find y values that are range. For that, draw the real line and locate the points minus 1 by 11 and 1. If you substitute below minus 1 by 11, then you get a positive sign. If you substitute between these two, you get negative sign. If you substitute y value above 1, you get a positive sign. So clearly this expression is negative. Where it is negative? Between minus 1 by 11 and 1. And it also equals to 0. When it is equals to 0. If y is minus 1 by 11 and 1, in that case this expression is equals to 0. So therefore y belongs to minus 1 by 11 comma 1. Means y values are lies between minus 1 by 11 and 1. Okay. So try to solve these problems. For next session, we will discuss more concepts and problems.